Hello. So today I'm going to be ranking all of the Dark Souls 3 bosses on on tier list. We're going to be ranking them on the boss fight, the partly music, and then partly some lore bits if I know the lore for them. I don't really know the lore for a lot of them, but I know lore for some of them, and that does increase like how good the bosses feel and how like fun they are to fight. Um, so this is all going to be based off from solely the Soul Level 1 run. And then for maybe one boss here that I didn't fight in the Soul Level 1 run, maybe that one will be based on of how bad of a boss it actually is. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so I think we want to do an order of when we first met the bosses. So I think we just start with Index Gundyr. So, Index Gundyr. Index Gundyr, honestly, it's a pretty good first boss fight. First phase is always fun. Second phase is interesting. It gives you the first idea of the, the big black people. I forget their names, but I think overall it's definitely a B. It's nothing amazing. I mean, compared to the other first boss fights, it's definitely... I'm trying to remember Dark Souls 2's. That was the giant. It's better than Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 1 was Taurus, Demon. That was also an okay one. I do think Elden Ring's is better. Sekira's first boss fight's terrible, obviously. Chained Ogre's just dog shit. So yeah, I think overall, I think it's definitely a B tier boss. I think it's definitely a fun boss. Lore wise, it's very interesting too. I mean, it has the whole entire. He was chosen, or he was the chosen undead, and then he failed, and then he became like your first boss, which I think is very interesting. So I think overall it's just a solid B tier boss. I mean, okay, so 2, we got Vort. Where is Vort? Vort right here. Alright. Vort's boss fight, let's be honest, it's lame. It's like a C. You can stagger him, which I didn't do in the Soul Level 1, but it is kind of cool that you can stagger him if he does a Frost Breath attack. You attack him in the head with, I believe, a charged R2, it does stagger him, which I think is cool. But where he really shines is definitely his music. I think his music definitely takes him up to a B tier. Once again, we're not just going to be middle of the road this whole time. There will definitely be more different choices. Just the first two, I think, are just both happen to be solid B tier fights. After that, we did do Crystal Sage. So Crystal Sage is an interesting choice because Sage you can definitely parry. It's definitely fun to parry and everything, but the fight's also just lame. Like the whole entire spawning in extra people and attacking is just boring. It's not that creative. I think it's just such a mediocre fight. I think at best it's mediocre and at worst it's terrible. So I think we're actually gonna put this like, is D tier crazy to put here? Like lore wise, I don't really know much lore about it, but it's not that crazy. And then it's just kind of an okay at best boss. Yeah, I think it's just okay. So yeah, next, I believe it was, we did Dancer. Now Dancer is when we actually get to the first, I would say, very good boss of the fight, of the whole entire run. I mean, Dancer is an incredible fight, very fun to flow. You can fight it early, which I think, I mean, it's obviously an S tier fight. I think the Soul Level 1 is just a very fun, it's like perfect. It's like you can get one shot by like the grab. I think one other attack can one shot you. Everything else you get two shot. I think it's like perfect difficulty. I just think it's a really, really solid and good fight overall. I mean, whenever I do early Dancer, it's always just like, oh, I get to do early Dancer now. I'm always excited to do it versus some other bosses. Like, for instance, the next boss that we did, you know, everyone's favorite, Abyss Watchers. So, some people love Abyss Watchers, some people hate Abyss Watchers. I am one of the people who hate Abyss Watchers. I think you pretty much the only strategy is you just backstab. Phase 1 is lame. It's not a very good gank. I mean, it's just lame. And then phase 2, his hitboxes don't even make sense. The fire that doesn't even deal damage is just is all purely visual. I think it's just a lame boss fight overall. It's just not that good. Actually, maybe that's a little too low. Maybe we can put a D tier. I think there's some definitely bosses that deserve to be in the should never have been born category, but let's give it bottom of D tier. I don't think it really deserves that because it does have it's interesting lore wise. You know, the followers of Artorias, very cool. It's just I don't like the fight at all, and it just knocks it down a peg so fucking far, so fast. All right, so I guess next boss I think is Wolnir. So Wolnir is an interesting one, cause as you know, I'm a professional gamer. So we did Soul Level 1 no hit at the fight because I'm just so good at the video game. But the thing is, it's just kind of a lame ass fight. It's just a gimmick, lame fight that's just easy and it's just I shouldn't have died to in the first place. I don't remember how I died, but it's disgusting that I did. I mean, it's just a lame fight. I think, wow. I think it's top of D tier. For the reason of, it's not a good fight, but I'm never mad to fight him. It's like, okay, I can just beat him up. Maybe even bottom of C tier. Because at least Abyss Watchers and Crystal Sage, I don't look forward to. At least Wolnir, it's just easy. And it's just, okay, I gotta do that. I think it deserves a solid C tier. Okay, so after that, I believe we did Deacons. Actually, I may have done Deacons before Wolnir, but we're gonna do Deacons now. Deacons is an interesting one, because Deacons is also just another lame boss fight, except for it's just worse. I think Deacons is gonna be our first just not a good fight. It's just boring lame. For no hits, people hate it, even though I didn't no hit it, because it has all the randomness. I just don't think it's a well-designed or good fight. I do think it is probably the best of the bad fights, but it's not very good. I mean, it's just kind of lame. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it, though. I mean, it doesn't even have any interesting lore. The cathedral is a cool area, but we're ranking the bosses, not the areas. Music-wise is fine. I mean, it's nothing really all that special. It's just kind of, I mean, I never look forward to it. I'm just like, oh, I gotta go get the Laring Skulls to do this fight. It's just kind of a very, oh, what the hell did I just do? It's just such a boring fight. Yeah, I think I have to put it there. So next, I guess, I believe it was Pontiff. Was it Pontiff or did we do ODK? I'll do ODK after. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Yorm. Alright, Yorm is an interesting one. Because Yorm isn't hard. Yorm is a gimmick boss fight. But it is way better than, I can't even remember the name of him. Snake Man, Blasphemy, Rykard in Elden Ring. Rykard's the worst. This is the worst version of Yorm. At least Yorm is cool. He has very flashy. You can do him without it very easily, and you get the little extra attacks. I think Yorm is a solid C tier boss. I mean, it's definitely a decent fight. I mean, definitely over Wolnir. That's not even a question. It's definitely a good fight, but I don't think I'd give it B tier just because it is still a gimmick fight and that's what most people do for it, and it's just not that amazing or creative. I mean, it's just okay. Like, you're never mad to fight Yorm. Yorm's always like, yeah, I could just beat up Yorm real quick. I mean, it's always fun. I'm sure in some situations it would maybe be bad, but I think even on the... I've never actually beat him without the Storm Ruler, and I do need to beat him without the Storm Ruler, but I think from what I've seen, it's not even that bad without the Storm Ruler, so I think C tier is a very fair placement. So I guess next we're going to be doing ODK. Old Demon King. Old Demon King, Old Demon King, Old Demon King. An easy fight. It's boring. You just beat on him. I think he's just go D, top of D tier. He's just lame. He's just lame. Not a good boss. It's just, okay, let's fight this lame boss now. It's like no one ever really looks forward to it. Nobody ever dreads it. It's just a guy you can just beat on real quick and then be done with. He has some interesting attacks. Apparently he can blow up at the end and one-shot you too, which I never even knew about until I died to him like that. But yeah, I think he's just a solid D tier. And then after that, it's Curse Rod of Greatwood. This is gonna surprise everyone. Obviously, S tier. No, terrible fight. It's just bad. Yeah, I don't think I even have to explain this one. You pimple popping simulator. Woo, everyone loves that. Not only that, but let's just get into a little bit more lore-wise. I don't know anything about him. Don't care to learn anything about him. Music, lame. Having all the ads around the arena that you have to kill before you do it, lame. The hand is kind of cool. His attacks are lame. Yeah. He's not a good fight. He's just a super lame boss, actually. He's just a lame boss. A lame and unfun boss that no one ever wants to do. Alright, so next then, I guess it's Pontiff Sullivan. Alright, parry-wise, super fun. Not using parry, super fun. It's the first wall. I think I beat this guy without parries, like my third or fourth try on my first playthrough. With parries, he's super fun. If you use a +9 raw Millwood battle axe, which I didn't actually do because I realized I could get to +10 earlier. You can like pretty much perfectly time it to get him to like just half HP and then parry him one more time and get him to like none, and you can do a really easy no hit with that strategy. I think he's a solid A tier fight. He's iconic. I mean, everyone says that he was gonna be the last boss of Dark Souls 3, but then they made it be Soul Cinder, which was a choice. Pontiff is a great boss. Always fun to do. Always fun to parry. Yeah, I think he's just a solid A tier boss. I mean, his little phase 2 gimmick is also pretty cool. Yeah, I think he's A tier. I think he's just a overall well-rounded good boss. And then next, we have Aldrich, Devourer of Gods. Okay, so if we did Aldrich my first playthrough, I'd be putting him here. But I somehow five tried him, which is insane. I don't know how I beat him so fast. Or I guess it was my 6th try. I only died 5 times to him. He's definitely a more interesting boss than I gave him credit for. But he's also not too creative or special on the other hand. He's very simplistic. He really is he's what the Dark Sun Gwendolyn, which you fight in Dark Souls 1. He's that on top of a rope in a smaller room, so you don't have to chase him around as much, which is definitely better. Because in Dark Souls 1, chasing him is lame. Unfun. I actually hated doing it. It was a terrible fight. But I think he's definitely not. Should never have been born. I think I'm giving him mid-C. Because his... I actually enjoyed the fight more than I thought it would. But it was what I was dreading pretty much for the base game. Was the only fight I was dreading and knew I was going to hate. And I didn't. I was confused and then I learned the fight and it wasn't too bad. So I think a solid C tier is... Yeah, C tier. Middle C tier. You could definitely make an argument for bottom of B, but I think if you made an argument for bottom of B, Yorm definitely deserves bottom of B as well. And the more I look at it, Vort might be an A tier boss because of the music may carry that hard, but I don't know if I'm willing to put him there. I think we put him above Index. Vort's definitely better than Mr. Index Gundyr. And then, next boss. I believe we did Osiris. Okay. Osiris, a boss everyone hates. Everyone's expecting, oh, should never have been bored. Maybe bottom of D tier. I also don't like the fight. But I don't think he's bottom of D tier. I think at worst, in my opinion, he's bottom of D tier. I mean, he's top of D tier. Maybe you could make an argument for bottom of C tier, but Yorm, no, you can't do that. You can't be having Yorm and Osiris in the same fucking tier. That's insanity. Yeah, I think top of D tier is fair. I think the whole entire fact that you can stagger him is actually really cool. I didn't realize that at all until I actually learned the fight more. I do think it helps with the fight a lot better and makes it a lot more interesting. It makes it give you something to work for. It's a dragon boss, which I hate dragon bosses, which may give you some insight on what's coming up for one of these bosses here. Yeah, I think top of D tier. I mean, lore-wise, he's kind of cool. He's looking for a son of dragons. I think there was a cut scene or whatever when he comes in where he's actually holding the baby. I don't know if that's real or not, but I think I've seen it before. I think top of D tier is where he belongs. Because he's nothing special, but he's definitely a little bit more interesting than people give him credit for. And now we have it. Champion Gundyr. So Champion Gundyr is an interesting place because obviously he's S tier. This is not an interesting place. Very fun parry fight. Everyone loves it. No one's ever been like, oh, Gundyr. No. I mean, lore-wise, fighting him at his peak. You go to his shrine, what is it called? Fire shrine afterwards. It's awesome. He's just a good boss, good lord, solid music. Area sucks, to be honest. All the Black Knights everywhere aren't the best. Definitely a good fight, though. I mean, it is an actually good boss, as I said. Definitely worse than Dancer, in my opinion. But it is a solid S tier boss. I mean, in my opinion, Dancer's like an S plus SS tier boss, but I didn't make an extra player, so yeah. So after this, it was Dragon Slayer armor. I have beef with Dragon Slayer armor. Before this, we're not putting him in there. Definitely doesn't deserve that much. I don't have that much beef with him. Before the Soul of a One run, I did not like him at all. Also, Osiris also deserves D tier. Sorry, we have to go back for this. Fucking area is terrible. The runback's terrible. I know I said I wasn't gonna. Maybe I at least thought I wasn't gonna include runback. Runback is so dogshit that it is included. This is a terrible runback, and that's why he could only ever be D tier at max, because it's such a terrible area. Anyways, Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer armor's runback, not terrible. It's a little long, but it's doable. He's definitely not A tier. I don't think I even give him B tier. I think I give him top of C tier. So reasoning is he's not a terrible boss, but there's some parts of him that make it a lot worse. I think if it's just Dragon Slayer armor, it'd be fine. But adding in the extra dragon that shoots shit at you just makes it a lot worse. And the fact that he can just knock you off the edge if you get hit at the wrong time and just instantly die is just terrible. Terrible design. I hate when they do bosses on cliffs, so it's like, oh, I get hit here, I just die. It's not even recoverable. Oh, this is my first time getting hit, and he has that, let's say he's at 10%, and you just get hit wrong. You just get knocked off the edge, and you're just dead. It's just not good design. It's not fun. It's just annoying, and it just makes me mad when that happens. So, yeah. Dragon Slayer armor's like top of C because of that. Also, dragon looks weird. Don't like him. Very weird looking dragon. And then next we have the Twin Princes. Twin Princes. Ooh. A or top of B. Top of B. Top of B. So, my first playthrough, I actually first tried this boss. First time ever seeing this boss, I beat him first try. Which, that's just a flex. Only a flex. It is a good boss. I do think the second phase is weaker than the first phase. I don't love the magic spam on top of the melee character. I think it's overdone, it's overused. It's, oh, what do? We have a melee character, let's add a second person who does magic. Woo! I think it's done in an interesting way, though. At least he's on his back. I think it's... the fact that you just don't have to kill him and you have to kill both of them is definitely very interesting. I mean, there's a cheese strategy, which some people use. I wasn't going to use that because I'm not a loser. But... yeah, I think it's just a solid B-tier boss. I mean, I did have tech issues when I was fighting this boss, which made me very annoyed, but I'm not going to hold against the boss because that was just a me issue thing, which has been fixed now, which is nice. But I had, like, in my room, like, 1 bar of Wi-Fi, and I had, like, and I was just trying to stream, and it was, like, streaming in, like, 200 bit rate, which is just unstreamable, and the stream would just crash and end. I just moved the router around so it actually hit me, but that made me very annoyed, which I'm not gonna, once again, not holding against Twin Princes, but it did have an influence on how annoyed I was getting with the fights. But I think we're keeping him B. You know, it's a very B tier boss. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. Sorry about that. Alright, and now it is the last boss of base game. Soul of Cinder. Soul of Cinder. The actual last boss of the base game. He's an interesting place because he's a good boss, I'll be honest. First boss that gave me real issue. Well, Dragon Slayer Armor gave me some real issue, but Soul of Cinder was like 86 deaths, I want to say. Maybe it was 84. Something in the 80s. So I find in the base game, he's a lot weaker because by the time you fight him, I find you can just beat him. Just beat him the hell down, and he's not that much of an issue. But Soul Level 1 changes everything because he can kill you so fast. He has a one-shot attack in phase 2, which I think is fine. Let's be honest, it's just a fine thing. This doesn't really hurt the fight at all. I think that's fair. The only thing that I'd have to say is truly bad about the boss is curved sword form, where you just have to run away from the boss for the like area, just because you can't hit him when he does curved sword, because he'll just kill you. He can just microstag you and just beat the hell out of you, and you can't live one of his combos. So for that reason, I don't think he's as good as a lot of people say. I think he, as I said, it was an interesting choice earlier for Pontiff being not being the last boss and him instead. I think it was a good choice. Interesting in a good way. I think I will give him top of A tier because he is a very strong boss. He's a very good last boss. He's very fun, and learning his moveset makes you feel like you've really learned a boss. I think my winning run, it was like 4 heals I used, which is crazy good fight. For me at least. I think A tier is a very good place to put him. I don't think he's S tier. I think he's lacking some stuff to be an S tier final boss. Is he... The music, though, does help a lot. Getting Gwyn's little piano notes, the do. I can't do it, actually. That's completely wrong. But that's sick. I'm trying to think of the last bosses. I would say for Dark Souls and Elden Ring, he's the best last boss of all of them. Yeah, he's definitely the best last boss of all of them. Because, what? Elden Beast is terrible. Dark Souls 2 last boss is just disappointing at peak. It's the best it is, it's disappointing. And then Dark Souls 1 is like parry. Or just easy still. Gwyn, I mean. Yeah. I think it's just a solid A tier. Definitely the best of the last bosses. Doesn't hold a candle to fucking Sekiro, but yeah, definitely A tier. Definitely a good A tier fight. And so now I'm going to go off a little bit off course, so we're not going to be following the when I fought bosses exactly. We're just going to be finishing up base game. So let's do Nameless King and Ancient Wyvern. Ancient Wyvern! Fucking lame ass fight. It's just, oh, I get to climb up a thing, jump on his head, one shot. It's whatever. Now, the cheese for it is kind of cool. I think that brings it up a little bit. We can go put him, let's play 1 over Abyss Watchers because of the cheese. Oh, apparently it's also over Crystal Sage because it said so. I mean, that's, I think, a fair place to put him. I don't think anyone's going to be upset about that. You just run up, do it, stab him. I don't like dragon fights, so I would never fight him normally. There is that little cheese where you can jump off a ledge and instantly kill him. That's kind of cool. Overall, it's just, it's a fight that, like, yeah, whatever, who cares about it? It's just irrelevant. Now here he is, the king that has no name. Phase 1, bro, is like fucking C tier. Is so lame. Phase 2, by far S tier. Now, do I meet in the middle, or do I think that phase 1 is phase 2 carries hard enough to get him to still be S tier? Or is he just top of A tier? Interesting. I don't know if he's going to be bottom of S tier or top of A tier, because he's a very fun boss. Okay, so the first phase is just lame. You just, at best, even when it's level 1, you can just beat him up so fast. You pretty much never take damage. Maybe you'll take 1 hit at best. If you're dying to fucking phase 1 and you fought the boss more than 10 times, like, I expect death every once in a while is fine. But if you consistently die to phase 1, that's pretty much of a big of a skill issue. I mean, I did have to switch up my weapon, though. I didn't use the Millwood Battle Axe or anything. I went to Reinforced Club, and I did find out you could stagger him, which I thought was really interesting in Phase 2, because I never really expected to be able to stagger him in Phase 2, because there's not a lot of staggerable bosses. It's so fun to dodge, though. Get a swing in there. It just feels like a solid... He's got it. He's S tier. Fuck, I think he's above Gundyr. Yeah, I think he's above Gundyr even. Second phase is just so well done that it carries the fight so hard. And then when he also in that cutscene where he's trembling right before he kills the dragon. Oh, that's just peak, yeah. Easy S tier boss. Fucking so much fun. I just realized. It's like dark as hell out right now. Thunderstorm, man. Fuck yeah. I love thunderstorms. Alright, so now we get on to the last 6 bosses. Is there only 6 DLC bosses? Really? Well, we get into the DLC bosses. Started off simple. Let's just do them in order. Let's do it like this. Champion Gravetender. Champion Gravetender is such an interesting one. Wow. I'm just looking at my camera now. It really does not look like it's 3 p.m. out. Looks so dark out. That's sick. I love thunderstorms though. So Champion Gravetender. Okay, so fun thing that Champion Gravetender Phase 2 has. It has the first instance of fire that ricochets off from walls and stuff. That's actually put a lot into Elden Ring, and I think that it does, pave a pathway, and it does get a little bit of extra bonus points for that. Fight-wise, it's pretty lame. First phase is lame. Second, big wolf guy, okay, whatever. It's not amazing. It's definitely like... You know what? Fuck it. Yorm gets B tier. Fuck it. We're putting Yorm up. Definitely better than Aldrich. No, Aldrich is definitely better, actually. I think it's a middle C tier. Middle C tier. Middle C tier boss. Yeah. It has some very, interesting interesting things from it. Yeah, definitely a C tier boss, though. It's, not too amazing. It's okay, kill wolf, fight man, beat on him because you can just slap him. You don't have to learn his dodges, and then dog comes in and you stagger dog and kill dog at the end. GG's. Not really tanky. Very easy. Comparatively. I mean, it was 8 deaths to him. Okay, boss. Nothing amazing. Definitely C tier. Okay, so next... Freed. Freed. My darling. You killed me. So many times. I swear to God, I fought this fucking bitch for 5 hours or something ridiculous. It was 168 deaths to this woman. Well, probably 150 deaths to that woman, and then 18 deaths to that fucking Ariandel. Okay, so definitely A or S tier. I mean, let's be realistic. I'm definitely probably bottom of S tier. Once again, fucking good ass fight. The only thing I would complain, which is why it's not higher, I think Phase 1 is so much fun. I no-hit that first phase so many times while fighting it. Phase 2, I think, is the weakest phase by far. If I were to do it, it'd be Phase 1. I think I put here. Phase 2, I think I put C tier. Phase 3, I think goes back up to S tier. So it has to stay in S tier. Because it's just 2 of the 3 phases. But it does... That second phase is the weakest by far. It's really just run around, hit. It's not a hard phase once you figure out what you're doing, which did take me a while, I'll be honest. But like, third phase, difficult, right? Big damage, difficult. You learn the backstabs, definitely get more attacks in there. It's very interesting. I hated my winning fight, by the way, on Freed. My winning fight on Freed was so disappointing. It was such a... I was really hoping she would do more of the harder attacks so I could show I could dodge because I was struggling so much on it. I wanted to prove how much I understood it. And then she just did the fucking jump like 3 or 4 times or something stupid like that. And it was just so much free damage. And it was just a very disappointing fight in my opinion. Because I felt like I learned the fight so well that I could definitely beat it again within like 25 attempts, I think. But I really was disappointed on my winning attempt. I mean, first 2 phases on my winning attempt are impeccable. I mean, I got hit once first phase and then I got hit once second phase. That's so good for me. But third phase was definitely a slog. But anyway, second phase is definitely weak. First phase, at first I'm just like, I'll just wait until she hops away and she jumps, and then I hit her on the jump. And that's a very safe way to do it. But then I got more ballsy as the more I learned to fight, and I just got some hits in there. Made first phase so much fun to do. Second phase, though, is just like, I think you heard on my thing, it was like, second phase, I'm just like, because it's just something you have to do before you get to third phase where you can actually beat the boss, but it's not a terrible thing. I think it was a lot more fun than I thought it would be on low level. I think if it wasn't a soul level 1 run, it would be a little bit more fun on phase 3 too, because you can get backstabs, and same with phase 1. So the reason I didn't backstab in phase 1 and 3 is because a charge R2 actually did more damage than a backstab, for the reasons of I couldn't have the Hornet ring on because of all my other rings. I would have to taken off like the Lloyd's shield ring, which is 10% damage reduction. I mean, it's on max HP. It's actually a lot more than you think it is. It saves my life a few times. I think on certain attacks it'll just save my life. Like on that big slam attack that Ariandel does, I think I live it usually, but like with just a little smidge, and if I had that off I would die. I think there's a couple other Ariandel attacks that would just one-shot me if I didn't have it. So it's definitely, I mean, you could definitely put it on phase 2 and then take it back off, but I don't really like doing that. Yeah. So that's why I didn't backstab, because I didn't have the ring on and I did more damage with the charge R2. I don't know if you guys would wondered that, because it was a little weird. I did do some backstabs in phase 3, but that's just because it's some of the only ways to like get damage in, which I know I was like, oh, backstab only, that's bad. This was backstabs done right. It was skill backstabs, not walk behind, stab, and back fucking things. Now, I did get so many ghost backstabs with Freed, which was kind of annoying, but I don't really mind that. Anyways, that was a big yap fest on Freed. Overall, yeah, definitely bottom of S. Such a good fight. I never know if I really talked about third phase. Third phase is just, you know, difficulty has, I think it was 2 one-shot attacks. The grab one-shots, and then I think the black flame attack if it actually hits you one-shots. Maybe. But yeah, definitely solid fight. I like it. There's some combos that could also definitely kill you, but that's obvious. Combos always kill you. So now we get Demon Princes. Demon Princes, woo! Demon Princes. Okay, came in. So, you know, Demon Princes, you always have to kill one of them, and then the other one, there's a one you always want to kill because one phase is way better. You get the range phase or you get the non-range phase, and the range phase is such a terrible fight. Range Demon Princes is fucking D tier, like final boss. It's also just not that good. It's a or not even D. Should never be bored. It's terrible. Other melee form. Now that's peak. That one was so much fun. So this fight, I think, is the best gank in all of Dark Souls 3. By far. Including phase 2, Freed. Including if you even want to somehow count fucking Nameless King's first phase as a gank, which is such a weird thing to do, but you could actually do that. And even Pontiff when he has a summon, and it's definitely better. It's very skill-based. Actually, I learned that you could just like kind of walk around his feet. It made the fight a lot better. It made it a lot more interesting because, you know, it wasn't a... It made it easier, definitely, but it was also just more fun and more enjoyable, more boss fighty. That makes sense? I don't really know. Definitely a bottom of A tier fight. Better than Pontiff? No, I don't think he's better than Pontiff, and he's definitely not better than Zulfcinder, but he's definitely there. All right. fuck you. I understand the gimmick of, oh, if you play online, then you can get invaded by someone else. That's so much fun and so much cool. Yeah, I love PvP, man. PvP's not fun. Running away from the boss for fucking 5 minutes just to hit him a few times is not fun. It's not a good fight. It is the worst or second worst boss fight, I think, for the solo one. The worst boss fight for the solo one. It's not fun. I had to, my big shout out to Ibrahim again. I mean, he fucking saved my ass. If I had to learn that myself, like, he just kills so fast when he's with his sword. Oh, what a shit fucking fight. It's just not enjoyable. I mean, my reaction says enough, I think, if you guys saw that of winning. But yeah. And now we have boop. Okay. Midir's a bad boss. I don't care what you think about it. You're wrong. Midir is not fun. Midir is a shitty dragon fight that flies away, has a lot of range attacks so you can't get up close, is ridiculously tanky. Some of his attacks are not very well choreographed. The run back is bad. Music is okay at best. Lore-wise, I don't give a fuck because it's a shitty boss. I don't like it. That's why I didn't do it. I was like, this boss would take me forever. It's just not a good fight. I don't like it at all. And it is actually a disgrace to bosses. It's terrible. Ugh. And then, now, last boss. I don't want to get in more Midir. Midir's a shit boss. Ugh. We got Gale. See if this surprises anyone. Yep. Gale is by far the best boss in all of the Dark Souls series. I think he's obviously the best boss at Dark Souls 3. I mean, his first phase, so much fun. Like, once you learn the fight, you just like fight him for like 2 minutes and you just don't get hit once. It's just not super difficult to get your hits in. Oh, it's so much fun. It did lag, which was really disappointing for me. Like, the stream lagged, which sucked, but that's not Gale's fault. I think it was actually the lightning of Gale's attack's fault, which is kind of funny. For some reason, I think that fucked with the bitrate, which is a little weird, but we kind of vibe with. So Gale's so much fun. All right, let's get into it. First phase Gale. Dodges. Everything is predictable. He doesn't have to. He has some delayed attacks. You can just tell when every attack's gonna land. Feels fun to get. If you've actually been hit by it, there's only a few times. You actually don't have time to heal after every attack either, which is super fun. You actually have to. There's the jumps, the stabs, and then after. Oh, there's one more attack. I can't remember what it is, but you can heal. But all the other attacks you just can't heal on, which. It just makes it so much more interesting, so much more fun. But I'm not even worried about getting hit by first phase. And he doesn't have any one-shots first phase. He's just a good, bouncy boss. He gives lots of, I guess Leonine Mistbegotten gives lots of first phase Gale vibes. Like the slashes and stuff. Like, he just feels good. The attacks, it's just so much fun. I would love to fight Gale in, like, Night Rain or something with jumps. Because some of his slashes you can definitely jump over. And I think that would be so much fun to do. Oh, Gale would be such a good boss at Night Rain, actually. Oh, he'd be so much fun at Night Rain. With the jumps. Oh, I would love to do that, actually. Ooh. FromSoft, hire me. Make it happen. I'll only take 5% commission on all DLC sales. Phase 2. Okay, Phase 2. Phase 2, he gets a little bit more difficult. He gets the cave attacks. So the only bad part about Phase 2 is the crossbow. I don't know if there's a consistent way to dodge it, but it feels like I always get hit by like one arrow, or sometimes all the arrows. I know if you're like far enough away, you can just kind of walk to the side or sprint to the side. He's just, fun. Good boss. Fun to fight. I mean, Phase 2 is just good. I mean, so the only attack that I really struggled with Phase 2 wise is also the Rings of Light is like the best way of doing the Rings of Life light is the best way of doing what is the boss? Gideon. It's like way better than Gideon. I mean, it's just fun to do overall. Love Phase 2. Overall fun. But the only attack I did struggle, like I was gonna say, is the double slash where he goes whoosh, and then he waits a second and does a slash back, and then he also sometimes does a third follow-up attack, which I never remember to expect the third follow-up attack, but he does do it sometimes. But that was the only like really problem attack I had in Phase 2. And then finally we have Phase 3. So Phase 3 is a little bit more interesting. I mean, Phase 3 is lightning. He does a cry attack, so he gets more combos. It's just cinematic as all hell. Oh my god, it's so cinematic. We're not even talking about the lore reasons yet, but so cinematic. He has that one attack where he jumps in the air, shoots a crossbow at you while spinning in the air. That's so cool. Overall, just a really, really fun fight. I really liked it. Yeah, now let's get to a little bit of lore. Lore-wise, I think the fact that he's trying to get the Dark Soul for the painter little daughter is just also so fun. I mean, he's a very scary, fun boss like that. He's just like an overall, like, the best way to end the Dark Souls series. It was perfect. I mean, it was just perfect. But yeah, I think that is going to be my tier list for all Dark Souls 3 bosses. I don't know if I'll be doing any more tier lists. Maybe I'll do one for Lies of P, because I do plan on maybe starting the Lies of P Soul Level 1 soon too. Well, base level 10 I think is what it actually is. But yeah, I mean, overall, fun fight. I mean, a fun game. It's probably my top 5 games, maybe? I don't know. I think it's a solid 9.5 game, Dark Souls 3. It's best of the Dark Souls games. I think it's also better than Elden Ring. Only game from FromSoft I think I like more is Sekiro, but Sekiro's just peak. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Really does mean a lot if you stick around this long. Liking and subscribing is greatly appreciated. Commenting any of how you would rate them is also love to hear what you think about them. I know some people are gonna absolutely hate Midir being that low, Abyss Watcher being that low. Just let me know how you'd rate it, and I'll probably respond to them. But anyways, thanks for watching, all you guys. Have a good one, and bye-bye now.